Welcome to the Leading Yourself podcast. This is your host, Carolina de Arriba. I'm an HR professional, health and fitness coach, wife, mom, and above all things, a goal-getter. In this podcast, we're going to be digging into all things leadership, professional and career development, habits, and relationships. This is a podcast for those who want to become the best version of themselves. Those who have big dreams and are willing to embrace the journey and put in the work to achieve them. My goal is to share with you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you in your journey. So let's dig into today's episode. Hello, welcome back to a new episode of the Leading Yourself podcast. You guys, I am beyond excited. And I don't know how to call this podcast because I'm going to be rambling and talking about a lot of things like dreaming big and time management and asking for help and dealing with your fears and stepping out of your comfort zone and thriving, especially about thriving. Next month, I have a milestone birthday, and all along, it was my plan to celebrate my birthday with my parents, who I haven't seen in now already over 2 years. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, pandemic. They were supposed to be here all the month of August and stay through my birthday and the first day of school so they could see the kids and spend time with my kids. And unfortunately, they are not going to be able to come because the travel restrictions. Thank you, COVID, again. So I was really bummed because all my plans around my milestone birthday were around spending quality time with my family and seeing my parents and, going for a long weekend with them. And now that is not possible. And since we realized that that was not going to be possible, I started to think, okay, how do I want to celebrate my birthday? Of course, I want to be with my husband and the kids and spend quality time with them. That is the most important thing. But I needed to fill that gap on something that was really exciting and I was looking forward to, because I think that everything in life comes and goes. My dad used to tell me that all the time, right? We wait with great anticipation for something to come, and then it comes and it goes so quickly. And we don't even realize, and sometimes we don't even fully enjoy that because there's been so much anticipation to the moment. And then the moment came and it was like a blink of our eyes and it was gone. So I needed something that created that excitement in the anticipation of. And just turning 40 is not really exciting. I mean, I don't feel like 40. Between you and me, I don't know where all these 40 years have gone through. It's been a blink of the eyes, talking about a blink of the eyes. But I really don't feel I am 40 years old. When someone asks me about my age, a lot of times I need to stop and think for a minute because in my mind, I'm still in my mid-30s or early 30s. That's how I feel. And I think that's the most important part, right, is how you feel. But I can't take away that I am turning 40. And every time I see my son, he's 12 now, he reminds me of the fact that time goes by for everyone, right? And I'm not 25 anymore. But back to the topic I was talking about, I needed something that created that anticipation in waiting for that moment to come and that created excitement. And that for me was seeing my parents and spending a month with them. And since that went away, I've been thinking about how do I want to celebrate my birthday? I mean, not every day someone turns 40, right? Not every day you have a milestone birthday. And going into this milestone birthday, I wanted to do something that brings me excitement, something that fills up my cup. And as a dreamer that I am, I started to dream really, really big. And I told myself, okay, if there was no restrictions at all, if I could do anything that I wanted to do, how would I like to celebrate my birthday? Knowing that is not possible to travel, is not possible to be with family, what would be the way that it would be like something memorable and something that I will never forget and something that will bring excitement and something that will fulfill me. And I decided that I am going to be hosting a virtual conference. This is something that I've never done, but I have attended conferences before, both in person and now virtual over the pandemic, and I have really enjoyed them. I love personal development. I love personal growth. I love learning new things. I loved all of it. And I decided that I want to host one of my own to celebrate my birthday by doing what fulfills me, which is learning and growing, but also sharing that with others and pouring in other people's cup. And as I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, what would be cool about this conference? And who would I want to be there? Like, it's not like I'm going to be talking all the time. Like, no one would join a conference where it's just me talking. Maybe my parents will, or my siblings, or my close friends. But other than that, I don't think it will have a lot of excitement around it. So I started to think, who would I like to be like a keynote speaker in this conference? People that I admire, people that I think are an inspiration, that there's so much to learn from them. And among those, there were some friends and people that I have had here before in the podcast as guests, and people that I have, I know them and we have a friendship relationship. And then there are strangers in the internet that have become my mentors over the years because I listen to their podcasts, or I read their books, or I attend their conferences. And I started to dream really, really big. And as I started to dream about this conference, I was starting to feel that excitement. And I remember what my dad used to tell me all the time, like everything comes and everything goes. But that excitement that builds up to leading to that event, that anticipation for what is to come, like that probably brings as much excitement as the event itself. And over the last week, since I started contacting people and reaching to people, asking them if they would join me in building this dream of mine, I've been feeling so excited. I've been having so much energy. I've been being so much more productive at work. It's amazing what having a dream and a vision and feeling excited for it can bring energy into your life. So last week I was talking about asking for help and how I'm a work in progress in this area of asking for help. And I want to add one thing that I didn't mention on last week's episode, and it was like an aha moment this week for me. As I was thinking of who would I like to be in this virtual conference and reaching to these people for help. I mean, I have nothing to offer them. I have no money. I have literally nothing to offer them. Like, I'm just asking people to do this with me just because. And I really had to step out of my comfort zone to go and ask people to give me and everyone who is going to attend this conference. Hopefully, you are going to be one of those people attending the conference. I'll share more details in a minute. But give them the gift of their time and their wisdom and their experience and the amazing things that we all can learn from them. But I'm asking them to do it for free, basically. And I really had to step out of my comfort zone to ask people to do that, even those that are friends, right? Because I know they are busy and they have a lot of things, and probably any other thing that they can do during that time is something that they're going to get compensated for. I always say, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, and vice versa. So them saying yes to joining this event and being a keynote speaker it means them saying no to something else that potentially can create an income for them. So it's a big favor to ask. And as I said, I reach out to some friends, but I also reach out to strangers in the internet. And I've been amazed with people coming back and jumping in this dream with me, which is my dream, is not theirs. But I think that when you are really passionate about something, first of all, when you have clarity on a vision and you're passionate about that vision, that gives you the courage to get past your fear and do anything that it takes to make that dream happen. And that's what happened last week for me. Like, wouldn't I be so excited about this conference? Wouldn't I be so, I don't know, passionate about doing something like this? I don't think I would have had the courage to send the amount of emails and messages that I did to the people that I did reach out. And getting back response from these people saying yes was the next aha moment to say, when you're really passionate, people are going to jump on board with you. When you are passionate about something, that is going to give you the courage to get through your fears. I mean, my fear was they're going to say no. They're going to think that I'm crazy for asking them to do this. I don't know. A lot of things came across my mind, but very quickly I got over all of that. And the only thing that I was thinking about is my vision for this virtual conference. So there are a few guest speakers that are already confirmed that will be there on the event. So Scott Miller, who is the author of several books and the host of the Franklin Covey On Leadership podcast. He's a friend of mine, and he quickly jumped in, even though he's going to be in the middle of doing a keynote in a big event and traveling and all the things. He quickly jumped in and say, okay, how can I make this possible for you? Which I'm super grateful about. And he is launching a new book, Master Mentors, which are 30 mentors, people that he has had as guests in his podcast, from whom he has learned things. And he's going to share a lot about the things that he's learned about these amazing leaders and authors and just inspiring people. Henry Evans, also an acquaintance of mine. He is the author of Winning with Accountability. He's going to be talking about accountability. He's also traveling. He's actually in Europe, but he quickly jumped in and he's like, we'll make it happen. Priscilla Archangel, I have her on the podcast as well. She just also published a new book, Leadership. And I'm so excited because she is amazing. Mindy Henderson, she has not been a guest on my podcast. She and I had messaged a few times in the past where I've tried to get her in the podcast, but she has her own podcast. She's a co-host in a TV show in Austin. She's also publishing a new book. She's a coach. She's such an inspiration. And she also quickly jumped on board with my dream. And I can be more grateful for that. Megan Sumbrell, I also have her on the podcast not long ago. She is a time management coach, and she also is a podcast host, and she's going to be talking about time management, which is something that we all can always improve and learn and get better at. We're always looking for ways to do more and be more efficient and more effective in what we do. So those are a few of the guest speakers that are already confirmed. But then I got people that I reached out to and they responded back that they were not able to make it because they have something going on the dates that this event is going to take place, which, by the way, mark your calendars, is going to be September 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day event. It's going to be 100% virtual and it's going to be 100% free. So you can join this event for free. You're going to be able to learn from these amazing leaders, from these amazing authors, podcast hosts, amazing people for free for 2 full days. And I'm going to have some other guests. I'm working with my brother, so he and I can do a session together. My friend Laurel and his husband Will, they are like Enneagram geeks, and we are planning for them to do a session on Enneagram as well. If you know what the Enneagram is, you know. If you don't know, you should join that session because it's like a personality test and it's so helpful. It tells you so much about yourself, but also about others, and you can leverage that in so many areas of your life. So lots of amazing guests that are going to be pouring in all our cups for 2 days for free. Like, where do you find something like that out there? That is my dream. That's how wild my dream is. And the minute I started to get responses from all these people jumping on board, I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. And now I need to plan for it. Like, I didn't knew how much work it goes behind the scenes in pulling something like this together. And I work full time and I'm a mom of 2 who are, both of my kids are home. Like, it's crazy. So my weekends are super busy at the moment. My evenings are long evenings of planning and prepping and testing and all the things. And I still need to prepare content because I am going to do a few sessions as well for you. So it's been crazy, and all the things that I've been sharing in previous podcast episodes about productivity and time management, like, I'm pulling on all those tools myself right now to pull this together, trying to decide what is the best platform that is going to be reliable and that I can reach the most amount of people, and putting the agenda together and trying to accommodate everyone's availability. And it's just a lot of work. And I think that doing that episode last week on asking for help was just the right moment for me as well, because I'm also using all the things that I shared with you last week to help me get out of my comfort zone and really ask for help, because there's no way that I can do all this by myself with no budget that I have to do this event. So it means that there's more work that needs to go into it, because I can't just outsource all these things, right, to vendors. I'm doing them myself, and with the help of friends and family that, are chiming in and helping bring this dream of mine to life. So as I said, the event is going to be September 9th and 10th. It's going to be 100% virtual. It's going to be free, but there's going to be an option for you to either make a donation. So any donations will be all sent to Feeding America. I was thinking of a charity that I want to support. This is one that I have supported in the past. I know a lot of people is familiar with and also supports. So there is an option, even though the event is free, for you to make a donation. And there is an option to upgrade your experience. That upgrade will have a cost, but basically what it will give you is lifetime access to the sessions. So if you join for free, you can watch them all live. But if you upgrade, then you'll get the recordings, like access to the recordings of all the sessions. And you will also get like a Q&A session during the days of the event. And you'll get additional coaching sessions after the event. And I think I'm also going to throw a couple of books into that VIP access. Um, the books from some of the guest speakers. So Scott, for example, is launching a new book that is coming up in a couple of months. So I might throw a copy of his book in there. Priscilla also just published a book. So I might throw a copy of her book as well into the VIP access. I'm still ultimating the details on how that VIP experience is going to look like. But again, any money that we get from the event, which probably is not going to be much because, as I mentioned, the event is actually free, but any money will be 100% donated to Feeding America. So that way is like a win-win in terms of doing something that I'm passionate about, something that fulfills me. It's going to be the most amazing birthday, but then also being able to contribute to the community by donating to a charity that I believe on. So I I am beyond blessed. I am beyond excited with this. I think this is going to be the best birthday ever. I can't wait for September 9th to come. My birthday actually is September 5th, but that day I'll be spending it with my family. It will be one of the last days before school starts again, so soaking all that family time. And then that Thursday and Friday, we'll have the conference. I'm actually taking vacation days that week just for this event. And as I said, I just can't wait for the event to be here. But at the same time, I don't want the event to be here because I'm enjoying so much this preparation phase. Yes, it's stressful, but it's a good stress. It's a stress that brings me energy and fulfillment, and I'm enjoying it so much, even though it's stressful and there's a million things to be done in preparation for the event, and I can't keep up with all of them. But a part of me wants time to go as slow as possible so I can enjoy this anticipation phase. And a part of me wants time to go super fast because I just want the event to happen because I know it's going to be amazing. And I hope that you can make it. So, in order to get more information about the event and get a ticket for the event, you can go to the link on the notes of this podcast episode. It will take you to the event website, and from there, you can reserve your spot. There's going to be limited spots, especially for the VIP spots, because we're doing some, more intimate Q&A sessions behind the scenes. So for that reason, it's going to be a small group. Only a few of those are going to be available. And then I'm stretching as much as possible the amount of free tickets that will be available. And I have a favor to ask to you. So, talking about asking for help, here I am asking for your help. So, first of all, I want to personally invite you to join the event. So, please check out the link and get your ticket. But second of all, help me spread the word. Help me share this with your friends. Actually, you can get group tickets. I don't know what is the maximum amount that you can get at once, but if you want to bring friends with you and join the conference together, you can get tickets for your friends as well. So my ask for you today is that you help me share and spread the word of the event. And by the way, the conference is going to be called the Thrive 2021 Conference. And the reason why I picked that name is because if you have been listening to my podcast, you know that at the beginning of the year, I always pick a word for the year. And this year, the word that I picked for 2021 was thrive. And I decided that that was the best name for this conference because doing this is helping me thrive. And this year, it's all being focused on thriving. And what an amazing way to realize that, to make that word come to life in my life this year than by hosting this event. So that's the background of the name of the conference. So is the Thrive 2021 Personal Growth and Leadership Conference, September 9th and 10th. I hope to see you there. Please help me spread the word. And until then, go have an amazing week. And I will see you here again next week for a new episode of the Leading Yourself podcast.